Hello, my Flash Fire Force is Enestor 27, the head coach of your Blackthorn Bulbasaurs, and today we're bringing you week 8 of the EXPNU first season of this season. I don't know where I was going with that. We're going against Mac Curry Noodles, I think his YouTube, the link in the description below. He's the head coach of the Rustboro Stoners, and yeah, I don't know why it's Stoners. It's like a nose pass, but it's Stoners. But you know, that's not that big of a problem. He is currently 3-3, while we are 2-4, so this is going to be a very important matchup for us, mostly because if we lose this match, we will be knocked out of playoff contention, whilst if we win, we have a long shot of winning. And I'm also very sorry, this is going to be a post-com. Whilst I was recording this live, I didn't realize that my mic wasn't working, so I couldn't do much about that. I didn't realize it until like halfway through. I was like, shit, and I was spending half the I spent like an entire turn, like an entire 90 seconds trying to fix it, but that didn't end up happening. So this, you guys are gonna have to deal with a post-com narration. If you guys could drop a like rating, that'd be greatly appreciated. And let's just hop right into this battle. The one thing that I had to make sure I wasn't too fond of was the fact that I didn't bring. I was very hesitant about bringing half these mons. I wasn't too sure about bringing my Torkoal, but I was like, it's either Torkoal or Mega Enestor, but I thought I'd really want rocks and a spinner for this team, so I had to bring my Torkoal. So I decided to lead off with Suicune. It's a Crocoon set, and he leads off with the Electros, and here I thought he'd go for a Volt Switch as he reveals that he has U-Turn, which is a very good idea because I do have 2 ground type Pokemon on my team, being Excadrill and my Flygon, so I thought having him have U-Turn was a very smart play on his part. He brings out the his Conkeldurr, what's his name? What do they call it? Dabuz. I'm gonna send out my Torkoal because I can eat up whatever he wants to go for and try to take him on one-on-one, but I just wanted to set up rocks this first turn whilst I give him some HP during this first turn, which was decent because I think that setting up rocks was a pretty good idea. I'm gonna switch out because I don't want my Torkoal taking too much damage. I'm gonna switch out to Suicune because I know that Suicune can also take these because it's bold, full defense, full HP. It can take a Drain Punch. I think it could do like a quarter, as you guys can see, like a little over a quarter. And now I know that I can start taking more of these, so I think that this is the time to start setting up some calm minds against Dabuz. And since I am Crocoon, I can just rest off. Wow, I almost ripped off my headphones. That could have been very painful for my ears. But I start setting up the calm minds as he goes for the knockoff because, you know, that's what Conks can do. They can just start ruining my leftovers abilities. As he's going to switch out, I sort of knew that he wouldn't want to stay in against my Crocoon. So I didn't really expect this thing to come in, so I go for a Calm Mind. Here, I knew that I could, like the fact that I was at +2, barring a crit, I could live with Thunderbolts from any range, and as you guys are going to see, I'm going to go for a Skull, and it's going to do a good chunk. This is not invested at all, and it does a good chunk against, I'm pretty sure, an AV Randall, but as you guys are going to see right now, he gets the freaking Para, and that causes me not being able to recover any of my HP, and that will take out my Suicune. That Para, I don't want to say it mattered a lot, but it mattered a lot. I hate the fact that it happened, mostly because, like, whenever I see a Suicune happen, like, try setting up like that, I would want that kind of hacks if I was against it, but right now, like, I'm the one who got the hacks against it, and it makes me feel very sad, and I didn't know what to do with this Dumbo. Here I send out my Meloetta, and here I thought that he might want to switch out into his Dumbreon right here, so I go for the Focus Blast, predicting that, and here I thought he'd want to switch out to, like, you know, a Gardevoir because I thought that it would be pretty obvious that I was scarfed of some sort. So he's gonna go straight, I'm gonna switch out to Nick, predicting the Gardevoir switch out, or, you know, predicted that, but he goes straight for the Rapid Spin, which is pretty annoying for me, but, you know, I can't really do much about that. Here, I knew that I couldn't take an EQ from this range, so I prefer not to take an EQ from this range, so I switched out into my Blissey, and I was like, okay, we're gonna have to attempt our best efforts into actually taking this thing out. I'm able to take an EQ, not that well. I'm not too sure how much investment in attack that this Dumbo has, but I'm pretty sure it's a pretty good chunk. Here, I thought that I would be able to, you know, I thought that he'd try to set up rocks while he was, you know, setting up all that shit. So here I switch out into my Amy Lee, and I'm just like, fuck it. He's not going to be switching out to Dumbreon anytime soon. I'm just going to go for the second, get as much damage against Dumbo as I take a hefty chunk of damage with this Earthquake, which is very unfortunate. And I'm just like, well, I'm not too sure how much I can do at this point, but you know, I'm choice specs at this point, and I'm just like, yeah, I could probably, if I had Hyper Voice, I would have gone with that, but this was the same exact Meloetta that I had the week before. Two of my mons that I wanted created did not go through, and one of them was the Entei set, and one was my Meloetta, and I was really hoping that I could get those two brought in. But it's not going to work out too well for me. Here I'm going to go straight for the second because I have choice specs, and I get the crit, which didn't really matter, I guess, because this Mega Gardevoir is just going to, you know, Mega Evolve on his first turn and just pretty much put me in the worst position ever. And I couldn't really switch out into anything because the Entei set that I wanted was AV and could switch in and take as many freaking attacks from this thing as it wanted to. It could 3-hit KO at Psyshock, but you know, it couldn't do much. I ended up living the Psyshock. I didn't know what to do from here. Here I just went for a Psychic. I know that I should have predicted the Umbreon switch out because I think that in his mind he thought that I was Scarf, which is a very, I guess, pretty common set for Meloetta, and here I knew that I couldn't switch out at this point because a Foul Play would have taken me out would have hurt anything else. So I just had to let my Meloetta take that hit, which was very unfortunate. Here I gotta send out Nick, and here the fact that I don't have Flare Blitz is very much bothering me. I have Sacred Fire, which is nice, but not as nice as having a Flare Blitz to take on this Dumbreon here. But the benefit of this is that fact that I got a burn, which is 50-50, which is pretty nice. But you know, I guess it mattered. It sort of mattered, sort of didn't matter. The fact that I got a burn. He's gonna set out a Wish. And I'm just like, well, this is going to be shot. This is going to be shot. I can't do much against it as he's... I'm pretty sure he's going to set up the Protect this turn. And I'm like, I can't really do much. I can try to predict it, but Sacred Fire is still doing a good amount against this Dumbreon. And I can't really do much else against it. So the burn and the heal, the leftovers plus the Wish is going to bring him up to full, but the burn is going to bring him down, and this is going to bring tears to my eyes because Umbreon, and whenever I see a wall just get all of its HP back, it brings a tear to my eye, and I just couldn't. The reason why I didn't switch out earlier was because I didn't want to risk risk him just going for a Foul Play, predicting me to switch out. But I had to make sure, but I knew that he wouldn't want to stay. He didn't have the need to do that, but I just had to play it safe just for that turn. Here I'm going to switch out into my Blissey as it goes for a Foul Play. That's going to do Diddly Squat because I have like this little to no HP investment. He's going to go for a Bell Drive, and I felt very proud of this moment because I knew that he was going to go for the Heal Bell, but I missed the Toxic, and I was very annoyed because I could have gotten this fucking Dumbreon into a pretty good position. I also sort of predicted the Conk to be in a position to get hit by it, but you know, can't really do much about it at this point. Here he's gonna go for a Wish. I knew that I can't do much against an Umbreon. I could outstall it if need be because I do have Soft Boiled, and Soft Boiled does have more PP than Wish, but I knew that wasn't gonna happen, and I didn't want to try to do that this first turn. As he goes for the Wish, I'm just like, well, what's gonna try to come in and take this Wish this first turn? He's gonna withdraw, and I was like, well, this is gonna be pretty bad. As he's gonna switch out into his Conk, I didn't really predict that to come in. As I go for a Soft Boiled, wow, why did I go for a Soft Boiled? I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure as to why I did that, but I feel as though there's the reason was because I predicted him to go for a Protect, I guess. It's not that big of a deal. I'm just going to go for a Seismic Toss, which I'm surprised I outspent the Conk, and then he's going to get like all the HP back with this Drain Punch. Like, Jesus Christ, that brought almost 300 HP from me, and I can't really do much against this Conk anymore. I can just try to wither it away with a combination of Seismic Toss, my income, like all my mons are gonna have to work together to at least take out this Dabuz. He's gonna go for a Drain Punch, which is easily gonna take me out, and I'm gonna be able to, you know, at least get some HP. It's gonna have some, it's not gonna have enough to, wow, it did have enough to recover it, because I think that Drain Punch recovers half the HP that it takes out. So there's that. So I'm going to send out Nick. Here, this is where Flare Blitz would have come in handy, because it would have had a 92% chance of OHKOing from this range. But hence, I had Sacred Fire, so I had to go for a Sacred Fire, and it's almost going to take it out, but it's going to burn it, which is probably going to screw up my chances, because now Mach Punch is going to almost kill off my Excadrill at this point, and I have no choice but to accept it, I guess, because the burn was not expected and it was very much not appreciated at this point. And pretty much from this point, it's going to be the Mach Punch is very much coming. I just want to prevent the 6-0 from happening, so I was praying that I can at least take one Mach Punch whilst it was burned. And you guys are going to see that I'm going to live with exactly 3 HP. And I was able to prevent the 6-0, which was nice, but at the end of the day, I couldn't do much about it. The para on Suicune really bothered me a lot. And this no switching decided to go straight for a Aqua Jet. Wow, not a waterfall, an Aqua Jet. I couldn't even OHKO it with an Earthquake, barring a crit. So it didn't really matter too much. He's going to reveal that he's Life Orb. I'm going to send out Sensei, and I'm going to be essentially within killing range with a Waterfall. Had I been at like 3/4, I would have lived, but I wouldn't have anything to do. Wouldn't have anything to take out this freaking, this Feraligatr, and that will be the end of week 8 for the Blackthorn Bulbasaurs. We are now currently 2-5, ruining our chances of going into playoffs, but whatever. GG Mac, go make sure to check them out in the link in the description below, as well as the EXPNU YouTube. As for this season, I am going to accept the fact that I am now I'll try to get at least my next win against Hermzar, the head coach of the Route 1 Bulbasaurs. Although I was told that this will be a match, it won't be a match against Hermes, it'll be against his assistant coach Hayden, which is going to make things quite a bit more difficult for me. But you know, I'm up for the challenge. I'm going to make sure at the very least to prevent the 5-0. Next week we're going to get the win. Alright guys, a guarantee, no, not a guarantee, but you know, if I don't get a little bit of unfortunate hacks put against me, I will be in top shape to take on Hayden and the Blackthorn Bulbasaurs. So if you guys did enjoy this battle, make sure to hit that like button. It really does mean a lot. You know, if you guys enjoyed this battle, also make sure to subscribe to my channel, join the Flash Forward Force, and this has been Enestor, and I'll see you guys later.